All right, guys, welcome to another review. I was about to say episode of Talking to the Medias. We're going to do a quick review of the fourth season of Cobra Kai. Me and Joy just watched it, and we're going to give our thoughts about it. We're streaming this live, so if you just happen to pop in on this unannounced impromptu, if I'm saying that right, impromptu episode of Talking to the Medias, where we're going to give this quick little review real fast because I'm tired and want to go to bed. And so pop in on the live chat. I'm watching it. I'm monitoring it. If you want to hit the like button to subscribe, let me know what you guys think. I'm watching the chats, super chats and questions and things like that are much appreciated. So send them in, and anything you want to discuss about Cobra Kai, let's talk about it. Because I'm mostly going to be talking about like speculations and stuff. But joining me, I just said us, so I wanted to introduce back to the show. Joining me is the one and only, the lovely Joy. I'm gonna say I changed the lower third. She doesn't know what I wrote, but hey, Joy, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right. So you're curious on what I wrote in the lower third. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You'll be fine. But guys, if you like I said, if you have any questions, comments, concerns you want to ask us during the show, just, put, like I say, I always say, put in the box below, and let's keep talking about it. I'm monitoring it, and but this isn't usually the time where we stream, so I'm not sure how many people are going to be watching this live. Overall, Cobra Kai, Joy, what did you think about Cobra Kai overall?
I enjoyed it. I might have enjoyed this season better than last.
Better than the last one? We'll put the mic in front of you just in case if it's not getting you. Like, you can pull it over there. What didn't you like? What about the third season that you found?
I didn't dislike it. I felt
his
like
pilgrimage to Okinawa and all that.
I mean, I like that part. I think just because there was so much teenage angst in last season.
Isn't there always? Even with the grown-ups.
That it was just kind of like, oh my gosh, another one, another fight.
It's just rehashing the same old tropes from season 1 and season 2. A little bit too much. And they kind of did that, but they did it in a different way this time.
They managed it a little different.
They focused on trying to restrain themselves as best as people could. Because I'm sorry, the FBI should have been involved by 4 years of dealing with all this crap. I know it hasn't technically been 4 years, or has it? Yeah, each episode each season is a year.
Yeah.
So the police should have been. The people should be in jail.
We got, Stingray and his underage drinking and popping up in schools. And
They did something real unique with that this time around, but I was surprised that he even came back, but it was the way they did it. In comparison to the Karate Kid franchise, what did you think about like the return of Terry Silver and how that relationship with him and and the captain?
If it's possible to be more evil than John Kreese, he's more evil than Kreese.
And I didn't think that was the case. I thought he was.
I really thought he was better.
It seemed like he was, or at least he tried to be. But we should have seen that coming. That he would probably be more evil than Kreese because he was trying to be so damn good.
And in the end, he super duper double crossed him.
And on top of that, he has the money. He has that rich man mentality where I can get away with anything. People are going to believe me more because I can afford more lawyers. And he just has that mentality. It just seems. But I thought it was interesting that he was trying to be good, but Kreese just brings the bad out. So, okay, going on Kreese, like, are they going to go in the direction of trying to humanize and have us sympathize with Kreese? Can he be redeemed? I mean, to me, he can be understood. Like, reason why he was so hard on Johnny was because he didn't want Johnny to lose his self-esteem, and he saw that if he loses that match with not Ralph Macchio, with Daniel, that his confidence was going to get shattered. And I thought that was noble, but if you guys remember part 2 of Karate Kid, I mean, what's it gonna do to Johnny's confidence that his own sensei kicked his ass in the parking lot for getting second place? I'm like, what's that gonna do to his confidence? So, I don't know. Can we sympathize with Kreese even though the way it ended with him being arrested and set up for failure and stuff and going to jail? What do you think? Is he redeemable? Is he gonna join Miyagi though?
I don't think he'd go that far. I don't think he's gonna turn to the good side. I think it may just be a point of indifference. Like, I'm certainly not gonna help Silver do anything. I'm not going to be suddenly the good guy, but I'm certainly not going to help this guy out.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, kind of a thing. It's probably going to be the mentality the road he's going to take. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm hoping, like we heard at the end of the episode, he said, "I got some other friends." This has got to be the point where Barnes shows up.
People have been asking for it for
since season 2. I can understand them leading up to Barnes because the way if they're doing it the way it was done in the actual franchise,
progression from
the progression. I mean, in Karate Kid 1, it was more about Johnny and Daniel. Karate Kid that bled over a little bit more in season 2, and then when that kind of settled down, then we met with Chosen, then we met Terry Silver, and I think I think Terry Silver was that phone call between Kreese to Terry Silver was in the beginning of Karate Kid 3, right? He made that phone call, then he brought Barnes in to bully and intimidate, or maybe there was like commercials and stuff of Barnes, but we pretty much were introduced to Terry Silver, and then they got Barnes in motion to humiliate and mess with play mind games with Daniel. So if they're going in that order, like the way it happened in the actual movies and the franchise, then maybe that's why it's going to take all the way till season 5 to see Barnes. But that just means that we might not even get to see the other character that everybody wants to see, the next Karate Kid, just named Jesse, played by Hilary Swank, to maybe a season 6. That means we have to probably go through a whole thing with Barnes to Hilary Swank, and I'm gonna talk about Hilary Swank a little bit later. But so overall, what was your favorite parts of the season? You said you liked it better than 4. So what was your favorite parts?
I think I did enjoy a lot the tournament at the end, because it didn't quite go the typical way. We let some other characters win some things that you probably wouldn't have seen happen in the old type. It wasn't just the typical, it's going to be Daniel
it definitely is going to come down to these two or something like that. They switched it up really good.
Some other stuff
play out
that
introducing the girls trophy was probably a good idea too. Kind of split up the dramas, have like 2 main events.
And we didn't let Sam win.
Yeah. And
which is what you assume would happen, is that Tori the bad girl is going to lose and Sam's going to win. Mm-hmm. But Sam's not been an angel either.
That was one thing I liked about this season, is the fact that the LaRusso children both have been fallen to their darker angels and becoming the bullies that Daniel always claims to hate. But Daniel himself has shown to be an asshole. I mean, like
he's very holier,
very pompous,
holier than that.
Now my way is the only way thing, and that triggers his kids. It pisses them off. His son, the daughter Samantha, and her brother. Let me see if I can find his name in there, and the younger brother. That got under their skin. That whole my way is the only way thing. My way is the right. Even all the way in the last then the last episode, a couple last episodes, like you won, or you did it that way, but you didn't do it the right way. It's like, dude, even
it took him till the very last seconds to finally even show the clips where
there's more than one way.
Miyagi says to him, "You're gonna create your own way, and that's okay."
And I forgot that Miyagi said that.
Yeah, he was like,
he's like, yeah, dude, Miyagi, even Miyagi said, you learn karate and you find your own way. And it just he wants to spend all this time just trying to honor Mr. Miyagi. He took him 4 years to remember that Miyagi embraced change and differences and things like that. So I thought that was interesting. The new kid. The new kid that was being bullied by Daniel's son, had like how he totally, in a matter of months, tired of being afraid. I mean, he to me, he symbolizes those kids. He symbolizes those kids that you read about, unfortunately, like in the news, like that get pushed too far and they feel like it's hopeless, so they go out and they do something really bad.
Yeah.
And in this way, of course, it's not with and our laundry is done. You might see hear some music in the background. Instead of taking up weapons and doing something bad in the school, you just go. This Spring Valley, Hill Valley. What's the town called? Valley.
All Valley.
All Valley. Instead of embracing weapons, you embrace karate, and he embraced the very darkest elements.
Robbie recognizes at the very end that he helped mold that.
Yeah.
That he saw this sweet kid who
didn't want to be afraid.
Who definitely needed help.
He needed help.
But instead of showing him
he could have used Miyagi though.
Build confidence and just not be scared, he turned him in to the exact thing that he was trying to get away from.
And whether you like it or not, being trained to, if you want to defeat your monsters, become that monster or become even more darker or more terrifying than your monsters, and that way you can guarantee that they'll never scare you or mess with you again, whether you like it or not. The proof is in the pudding. Now Daniel's son is the one who's running scared now. In the beginning of the season, he was chasing that kid around and terrifying him and bullying him. Now he's gonna be the one running scared, and he definitely is gonna be learning some karate because that kid's coming to kick his ass and love it. And the sad thing about it is, Daniel's kid, he really deserved it. The thing I hate and I love about this soap opera like way this show is being written, every time a character learns their lesson, their karma catches up to them. Each and every time.
To apologize, and the other dude was like, nope, not having it.
Nope.
I could care less.
Tori starts to open up, and it's Amanda, who the mother, Daniel's wife, who gives her that mother figure that she's obviously been longing for, and then she starts to soften up. And the second she softens up, Samantha hardens.
Well, I think it would probably be beneficial as well if the mom really should just tell her daughter where she's coming from. She confesses to Daniel that she never told him that she almost could have gotten in some serious trouble as a kid.
Yeah, this is all news.
And that's some
lessons that her daughter could have learned.
Felt the need to reach out, and she doesn't bother to tell her daughter, like, look,
anything. I
could have been just like her, and I wouldn't want that for myself or you, and I'm just trying to make a difference. But you don't bother to say anything, and instead your daughter's over there going,
they just
you're
mope
just being
around.
A traitor and blah, blah.
Yeah, and I thought that moment when we met Daniel's cousin's sister, the other cousin that kind of evaluated how their parenting style, I thought that was going to be that awakening of what they've been doing. Even from the season one, episode one, it was clear Daniel's kids are spoiled rotten. They don't know what they don't know what it's like. Obviously, I mean, I'm not saying that they're like mega. Maybe they are millionaires. Who knows? But I mean, but they don't want for anything, and they try to be good people. They give them good values, but you're still living in All Valley. You're one of the rich kids. You spoil like the second the poor kid from the wrong side of the tracks, Tori, comes at you and cuts you and stuff. That's it. You're already gonna have that mentality that you're trash and you're never gonna be redeemable ever. And I mean it's fair. I mean, she did come at her with some damn claws and cut her arm and stuff like that. But just like you said, if Samantha's mother could even after a threat, like don't mess with my daughter anymore, could still see herself in her and realize I've never raised my children to know that I used to be like that. She shielded them from all that. Even Daniel grew up poor.
Right. Like, you should really let people know there's a very fine line between what can happen to take you to the very bottom, and you should appreciate a little more that you don't have to go through that.
They never taught them those lessons. Never taught them those lessons that poor people. I mean, you're sitting there, you're dancing around with and getting into this heated battle with another kid who also grew up poor, as Johnny Lawrence, but luckily for him, or unlucky for him, his mother married rich, and now he's living in this suburb lifestyle too, growing up with these rich kids. But then afterwards he rejected it, and now he's living poor again because he doesn't want to take anything from his stepdad. But you're able to see that these people from the quote-unquote wrong side of the tracks have another side to them and can be of value. I'm not saying forgive Tori.
Oh, it's just like no one's asking you to become best friends, but
that's the thing. I think they will be. I think in season 5, Tori and Samantha are going to become best friends. In the very least,
you could at least learn where it came from and say, look, we can squash that and we don't have to be friends, but I don't have no beef with you. We're just
the only person that's going to make that happen or could have made that happen, but I think it's too late now. It was the mother, Amanda. Amanda could have bridged that.
We were left with that tiny little tidbit that we don't know what it will be used for. Is that Tori saw that Silver?
The cheating. There is no reason for them to honor that bet anymore. Like now that Cobra Kai is won.
She has the key to what she can do with that. Because I think she's gonna join Miyagi now, and that is gonna be the thing. Because we always see these kids go back and forth between Cobra Kai and Miyagi. Though Tori's inner good has been awakened by Samantha's mother, by Amanda, and it confused Samantha and all that. But Tori, justifiably so, because she's been being tormented by this girl, and the attack with the weapons and stuff, that she could have killed her. I am not saying that Tori deserves Samantha's forgiveness or understanding anytime soon. Her anger is justified, but her mother could still have put it in check. But anyway, Tori, I think now that the bet is now that Cobra Kai is won, Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang has to shut down. I think that's going to be like the first couple episodes in season 5. They're shut down. It's all Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. The Terry Silver dream has been realized. Franchises all over. It's like every corner of there's Cobra Kai everywhere. Kids are embracing Cobra Kai, and it feels like all hope is lost. It's all over. The bad guys have won. Then Tori goes to. Tori's gonna see something that she doesn't like. She's gonna then gonna go to Daniel and Johnny and tell them they cheated. Then that's gonna motivate them to reopen, because hey, you cheated, so that's this bet is now void, and she's gonna join. It'll take some time though, because you have the typical Sam is like Daniel, and instead of
the second she sees that, she's gonna go bad.
she's gonna pounce off on her again, and then we're gonna have a little bit of a battle because
Samantha's going to join in Cobra Kai. I think it's only a matter of time. Samantha's gonna join Cobra Kai. This is all very Star Warsy. Cobra Kai being the Sith, Daniel and them being kind of like Jedi's. Eagle Fang is kind of like some close, like the closest, like former Sith or whatever, like in between Gray Jedi or whatever you want to call them, Force users or something. Johnny's son, they seem to have embraced.
Hopefully that sticks.
I wouldn't.
Johnny's really good at
fucking things up.
My concern with that is he's in that right path that Robbie's accepting.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be making up, but he's also promised Miguel's mom that he'll do whatever it takes to go to Mexico City to find Miguel, which could turn things off with Robbie. Like, dude, I just made up with you,
and you're going off to
ditching me to go find another kid. Like,
talk about that for a second. I mean, okay, they're 17, maybe they're 18 years old and whatnot. Dude, I'm sorry. Maybe this would have been some things that would have happened, and maybe that's why it's happening, because this is the type of writing that would have happened in an old 80s movie and stuff like that, where a 17-year-old kid was like, oh, I'm just going to go across the border and just go to... Kids today wouldn't do that stuff.
No.
There ain't nowhere in the world no 17-year-old today is going to go to Mexico and I'm going to go find my dad. Nobody knows me over there. Nobody knows I exist. I don't know anybody there.
No.
He probably... I think he does speak Spanish. He can speak the language. He can get around.
As well, it's not that you do need passport. Like...
It's not that easy.
Even know that
it's not that. It's not safe. You can't just
go run across.
You just can't. Yeah, you can't just can't do it. So he's gonna go to Mexico City. I bet you anything in the world that because of the way Carmen, Miguel's mom talks about that getting away from himself. Maybe he's a mobster of a cartel or something. I don't know. He's gonna be something bad. Probably rich or something like that, but very, like, you know, if it's that old 80s kind of writing style, he's probably some rich mob boss in Mexico, and Miguel comes from a evil dynasty or something that Carmen had to escape from or some crap like that or something, and then it's gonna be the whole biological dad versus the spiritual dad or the new stepdad kind of a thing, and then Johnny's gonna have to fight his way through Mexico
instead of doing the common sense thing and Johnny just talking to his son and saying, look, I made a promise, I need to help out, just want
are
to
you
let
okay
you
with
know.
He's gonna have to have a talk with his son every step that he takes.
The typical misunderstanding,
yeah,
and he'll overhear something and see like, oh, I should have never even went to my dad.
I hope they decide to change that up this season, because the misunderstanding stuff is starting to run its course. I'm starting to get bored with it. Johnny should talk to his son and explain, because
like, look, I'm trying to do things right in my life that went wrong when I was a kid.
I'm his sensei. He should make have Robbie understand, you are my number 2. I mean, as good as Miguel is, it's Robbie. I think might be a better fighter than Miguel. I think Robbie's naturally better. I mean, what did he say? Robbie learned Miyagi-Do longer, but Miguel learned Cobra Kai longer. They're balanced, but will they become like brothers? I don't know, but that's his son. I mean, Miguel's already mad that in a drunken haze, Johnny was thinking more about Robbie than Miguel. That's understandable, because he feels like he's worried about the mistakes that he's made with Robbie. Miguel's doing fine, but I don't know. These misunderstandings are going to they're gonna drive me crazy. Moving on. Hawk won. The Hawk is the.
that was like nice.
I like
to
that.
See a little different.
I like that. It didn't come down to Miguel again.
Yeah.
That
it didn't go to the typical Robbie's going to win. You let someone else be the winner.
I like the way that the fact that because I know that Robbie cut Hawk's hair and all that stuff. And it zapped what's his name's confidence. I forgot all about that though by the tournament, like why his confidence was zapped and he needed that boost. And obviously, all it takes is a pretty girl to give you a kiss, and all of a sudden he's like, "I got something to fight for now." And it reminded that Hawk is one of the best fighters.
We even see gawky Dimitri win some fights, and he brings in the Star Wars analogies.
Yeah, he's full on Sith. He's straight up that, and it's. I'm glad, and that's how I'm gonna think about it now. This is very Star Warsy, and if there's the characters I feel that have now found balance, I think now Daniel and Johnny have found balance. They can slip at any time. They found balance. Miguel is still more. I think he's a pretty balanced character almost. I mean, when I say balance, I mean like will they slip back with I'm gonna go join Cobra Kai again. I'm gonna go full Miguel again, or will they embrace both styles? I think Hawk is balanced. I don't think Hawk will ever go back to Cobra Kai, but I think he will use that when it's needed, but he will stay on the defensive. Like he'll use defense when necessary. I don't think he'll ever like go back to being a bad person again. I think Robbie, as long as Johnny doesn't piss him off, but no, I think he's mature. I think by the end of that, he seemed to have matured. He told Johnny straight up what he was doing. I wanted to take what I learned from here and take what I learned from there, and I was just mad at everything, but I'm just tired of being mad at you guys. I think even if Johnny screws up,
it really hurt him to see that young kid turn out totally not what he wanted.
Yeah.
To see like I turned him into something that I was trying to prove what I was my intention.
I was trying to prove that if I had a good role model that I could have been good because the way you messed up, and I tried to do that for that kid. But even when I tried to do it, I still messed up. He finally understood. It's not that easy. Your intentions could be good, but you're still gonna make a mistake. Even though you learn being a sensei or being a dad is not easy. He finally understood what his dad had to deal with, and by messing up. So I think Robbie is gonna be fine, but that kid, that black kid, that kid is gone. That kid, I don't know what that. I'm sorry. Like I think the only person that's gonna be able to save that kid is his dad. When his dad comes back from employment, like what the hell are you doing? I think that's the only man that's gonna set him straight. But after he tells his dad what the LaRusso kids did to him and stuff, I don't know. He might be proud of his son for sticking up for himself. So it could be a mess. Looking forward to season 5. Finally, Terry Silver finally got to realize his dream. Like what did he say? I'm gonna open up Cobra Kai dojos all over the valley. I might even give lessons for free. He finally did it. Finally realized his franchise dream to spread Cobra Kai all over the. It's funny how they're so small-minded. This dude is a millionaire. He's only wants Cobra Kai in this city. He doesn't want to he could franchise all over the damn world if he wanted to. I think now we're gonna get. I think this is it. I think Barnes is coming. I think
so.
It just makes sense. I imagine that Barnes would be the one that before season 4 started, I thought it would be interesting, just like Chosen. Barnes would be a completely changed man. I'm not like that. I'm not like that anymore. But they did that with Chosen. They did that a little bit with Terry Silver. I don't think I think when Terry calls Barnes, I think Barnes is going to be just as bad as he always was, and if not worse. I think that makes the most sense because we've already had I was this way once and now I'm not that way anymore. So I think Barnes is going to be straight up bad. like I hope that he kept his training going and he's gotten worse and worse and worse because Barnes, as bad as Johnny was and as bad as Kreese was, as bad as Terry Silver was, Daniel admitted in Karate Kid 3, I am afraid of he got over it at the end of the movie. But Barnes scared the hell. No one scared Daniel like
and
Barnes did.
And they did bring up his name in
a couple times. Yeah, a couple times.
Talking about he tormented me the worst.
Yeah. You thought Johnny was like, no. This dude, the way that black kid is gonna do to Johnny's son is what Barnes did to Daniel. And it was unprovoked. It was out of nowhere. Daniel told him from day one, I'm not going to fight you. I don't want any of this. Barnes went after him hard. Barnes was like just evil. and I think season 5, these are my predictions for season 5. Daniel's it's gonna take Johnny is gonna have to be the one to come. Is going to be the one to pull Daniel by the ear, kicking and screaming to get over his fear of Barnes. Barnes is going to terrify Daniel. I think that's what's going to happen. Because I've seen that actor. Like he's not a small dude. He's gotten
I think we'll have a bit of separation because
Johnny's going
to go to Mexico City. And so Daniel's going to start this.
Sean Kanan is his name.
Is going to start this on his own.
Yeah.
And probably feel like he got in over his head because he's got Barnes back and he doesn't have his backup anymore because he's AWOL.
And Barnes is going to terrify Daniel. He's going to get in his head. He's going to retreat. I don't think that we're going to get Jesse Hilary Swank in season 5. I think that's going to be a season 6. I hope season 5, but I think my prediction for Jesse is because I got on Netflix and I looked at a little bit of Next Karate Kid. That whole thing where Miyagi had an old friend from the war that he taught a little karate to, and he took those lessons. Taught his son then taught his daughter, which was Jessie, and Miyagi noticed it. And that crouching tiger position that Jessie did in the beginning of that movie where she dodged getting hit by a car. She got in the crouching tiger position, jumped it, leaped it, and was able to avoid getting hit by a car. I said yesterday, Miyagi never taught that to Daniel. Miyagi and Daniel to this day has never mentioned any of those things. So I think there are things that Jesse knows that Daniel does not know, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jesse is not a better fighter or an equal fighter, because Jessie was doing it from a child. Her dad taught her when she was a little girl. She stopped doing it for a while.
She clearly seemed to be a natural.
And then she was a natural. Daniel only started to do it when he was a teenager. But Daniel is older than Jessie. So there's some lessons. And then maybe in Miyagi thing, maybe there's some things that girls are taught differently from boys or something like that.
Jessie may be what eventually in season 5, season 6 brings Sam back to her senses.
That's what I was about to say.
Jessie was a very troubled. She was her family appeared to be wealthy.
Very much. Troubled. Samantha is very much like Jessie. You're right.
She was rebelling.
Yeah. I think the only thing because my prediction is that Tori, what's her name, Tori and Samantha are gonna become friends. I think that eventually they're gonna become the best of friends. But I think Amanda, her mother's chance to make that happen, I think that time has passed. I think it's gonna be Jessie is gonna be the one to make that happen. She's gonna because now that there's a girls tournament, a girls side and a boys side, I think Samantha is gonna take the girls on. Who knows? Maybe after Barnes totally emasculates Daniel and destroys him, it'll be Chosen who's like, I can't do this alone. It's the Chosen will have to, I know someone else that Miyagi taught. I feel like Chosen is the bridge.
Continue to have a relationship with Chosen that he probably
because his family, it's his nephew.
He probably knows
that Miyagi taught another.
Since Daniel and Jessie don't have any knowledge of each other.
Because Chosen is the keeper of all of Miyagi heritage. He is the one. He is the core. Now he is now the foundation of Miyagi though. So if anybody knows that Jesse exists, it's Chosen. Chosen knows.
Apparently, in not this season, but 3, both Chosen and the girl. Her last name is the real name is Tamlin Tamita. But yeah, she had Kumiko. She had continued to receive letters from Mr. Miyagi for years before she died.
Yeah,
and told her things that Daniel's like, I didn't know.
I didn't know any.
Like I didn't know. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a whole
100%. Kumiko and Chosen, they know that Jesse is out there. They've probably met her. For all we know, after I would imagine that after because I mean she never met Daniel, so she would have no reason to go out and go to California to go meet Daniel. But after Miyagi died, she would probably have gone to Okinawa because she's a rich kid. She spoiled a rich kid, born in privilege. She was acting like a spoiled brat throughout that whole movie. Raised out there. I'm imagining, like, what did I say yesterday? I imagine she's probably some corporate giant right now, and then she's got to come back to the karate world and help get the girls in check. And the Miyagi Cobra Kai. I'm telling you, she's gonna be the one that's gonna help take the Cobra Kai and the Miyagi-Do kids and the Eagle Fang kids to the next level, especially the girls. I think she's gonna be the one. Jesse's gonna be the one to bridge that gap between Tori and Samantha. After Barnes rips Daniel's balls off and humiliates him in front of his wife and kids to the point that they're calling Barnes daddy. I'm telling you, Barnes is going to rip Daniel's head off. And then Johnny, I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see how they're going to write this, because I've always been curious about a fight between Johnny and Dan. I'm sorry, I know Daniel won because the movie's called The Karate Kid, but honestly, the way Barnes was written, Daniel cannot beat Barnes. He's not better than Barnes. I think Johnny is, though. I think it would
probably really help bring Daniel back to earth a little bit
after Barnes whoops his ass.
To see that if Johnny was in a fight with Barnes and won, and okay, so
or lost, and then Daniel would have to snap out of it and come.
Well, but Johnny did that for me, and I can see where I need to bring it down a little bit. I've been acting a little too high and mighty over here.
I mean, Barnes was. I've mentioned this on this channel before. Johnny was Kreese's, chosen one. That was his kid, his protege. But Barnes was he embraced the ideas of Cobra Kai through and through. But Johnny was a natural. So what's I'm curious how they're gonna. What would win, the natural chosen one, or the kid that embraced all of the embodiment of what Cobra Kai stands for and stuff. I'm very curious because I 100% know it's not going to be Daniel. Daniel's not going to beat Barnes at all. It's probably going to be Johnny. It's going to be a situation.
Well, it would be nice to actually see Daniel learn to accept. I might need to learn.
A little Eagle Fang. A little Eagle Fang.
Because standing back and just.
Yeah, I can't block Barnes forever.
Barnes, I actually have to embrace and say, you know what, I do need to learn to meld the two together.
Yeah, that's the only way he's gonna survive Barnes. Because I'm predicting a situation where Terry Silver and Barnes are coming in on the hill to take Kreese out for good. Johnny's gonna come in to go save his old sensei, and that's when the big fight between Kreese and Silver and Barnes and Johnny is gonna take place. While Daniel's out in the corner crying, covering, like trying to try to wipe the tears out of it, because Barnes is gonna have him in total shock.
We definitely have to come up with another name besides Miyagi Fang. That's not
Miyagi Fang. Miyagi. I mean, he said it's a one-day thing, so I'm sure it's still Eagle Fang. Miyagi Fang. If they merge together, Miyagi Fong or something. I don't know if that's being racist or not, but by saying, instead of saying Fang, say Fong or something like that, because it's not an O in it's Fang. Miyagi, I don't know, EF, I don't know. That Eagle Fang is just so stupid. It's just so damn stupid of a name. But Eagle Go, Eagle Do, Eagle,
Miyagi Eagle.
Yeah. Miyagi Eagles. We are Eagles. Miyagi Eagles. I don't know. Maybe it'll be Miyagi though, but the Warriors or the students are called Eagles or something like that. Maybe that'll be the good compromise, because Eagle Fang is just the dumbest name ever, and that guy is right. Cobra Kai is still the most badass name in all of karate. I'm sorry, that's just the badass name. Whoever came up with Cobra Kai was on something that day, because that's the most awesome karate name in the world. I think there's probably some real Cobra Kai dojos out there for real. I wouldn't be surprised. That's just an awesome name.
Still sporting their sleeveless geese.
That's the call. I'm sorry, Cobra Kai never dies. I'm sorry, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. That's my speculations for upcoming episodes.
I mean, the creators have already said we are all about
bringing Jesse.
All of like they're in for anything that has to actually do with the Miyagi verse.
Yeah, Miyagi verse, except for Jackie Chan, and
that's not in the Miyagi.
That's not in the Miyagi verse. I'm hoping. My prediction for that, I'm telling you, this is going to be the last episode of the series finale. Jackie Chan or Jaden Smith are gonna show up at the very last second, like, oh, did I miss it? Oh well, and then that's it. It's gonna screen's gonna go blank, or something like. Or maybe the last season will be Miyagi-Do going into an international tournament and then facing this kung fu class of students being trained by this black dude. His students now gotta face the Karate Kid, the Karate versus Kung Fu. I don't know, but maybe they shouldn't go that far. I think it'd be more funny if Jackie Chan shows up at the very last episode and go, "Did I miss it? Oh well," and then just a small cameo, not do anything at all. I don't know. That's what I'm looking for. But I'm looking forward to it. You said that they greenlit 2 more seasons or one more, at least 1 more season. Season 5 and season 6?
They put it on the screen at the end.
It's going to be a season 5, but I thought you said you read something
that it's already been
season 5 and season 6.
6 is where they expect to end.
This originally began on not YouTube TV, back when it was YouTube Red, when they were doing that, when they had their old YouTube service, and then that YouTube Red turned into YouTube TV. It was originally on that, and then they sold it. I don't know why that was dumb. That was a great. It's a better. Netflix is a better fit, but YouTube, I don't know why they gave up on it so fast. They're like, I don't like they got the money. I'm like, Google has all the money in the world. I don't understand why. I don't know. Well, you're bad. That was dumb. YouTube. That was. I guess YouTube just didn't want to be in the original series business anymore. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we have so many streaming services that are now all popping up with shows that even we are like, there's some shows we'd like to watch, but they're on.
It's hard to catch up.
The Apple. We don't have Apple.
Yeah.
And there's some shows on there that
I want to see.
People talk about. There's another channel that we don't have. That
Stars. We don't have that.
People are talking about some stuff that's popped up on there.
Pluto. Who knows? I don't know. Apple.
Roku's coming up with.
Yeah, even now Roku's got some news and stuff. Who knows? Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. Any other final predictions before season 5? What do you think? Any predictions at all? Anybody that you think's coming through? The bad guy from the next Karate Kid. You think she's?
I mean, I feel like they're gonna get Barnes and Jesse. I don't know that it'll be. I feel like there's gonna be a show.
Ooh, what if Barnes and Jesse are married? Spoiler, like twist, like your Cobra Kai, the embodiment of Cobra Kai married the one of the futures of Miyagi. That would be bad writing, but that would be funny. Like what if Barnes and Jesse met and they were attracted to each other? I can see it. This is a bad boy. Instead of that 30-year-old man pretending to be a high school student that was in the next Karate Kid.
I was like, wait a minute, it's supposed to be a high school kid.
Yeah, that dude was like 50 years old, man. I don't know. My predictions are just Miguel, his father's probably a gangster or something like that. Maybe I'm just being too stereotypical. But I feel like his mom said his dad was a bad man, if I remember correctly.
She did, and then of course she confessed at the end. He doesn't even know who Miguel is.
Yeah.
She never told him anything.
Tori and Samantha will eventually become friends. Daniel's son is gonna get his ass kicked a lot by that kid until he learns karate. Barnes is gonna come in and emasculate. Do you think Elizabeth Shue? Do you think she'll ever come back? I was surprised that it was such a small cameo in last season. I thought she was gonna be more. I don't know why I thought old feelings were gonna come back up or something. Like Daniel would be tempted. I don't know why I thought that was gonna happen, but that's not what's gonna happen. Any major fights like with Chosen? You think he's gonna get into a fight with anybody with Johnny and Chosen? Will we start seeing some mixed matched like fantasy fights? So you think? What do you think? Chosen and Johnny, Chosen and Barnes.
Well, I think I've seen more of Chosen and Barnes because Chosen was pretty mean. He was a pretty bad dude.
Like if Chosen was to embrace his bad boy side too, like
I mean, he may be able to be. Like, let me give you some insight because I was that guy.
Yeah, you know I was. But Chosen was that because, but he was doing it for
his uncle.
But he was doing it for for honor. He was about gaining. Barnes did it because he enjoyed it. Chosen felt dishonored. Johnny felt disrespected. Chosen felt dishonored, and Barnes just wanted to make Daniel cry, just because it was funny. So I don't know. Even though Chosen had a switchblade and was very deadly, he still felt like he was. I mean, I'm not surprised that he has totally changed and gone and is a good dude. I'm not surprised. Barnes, no, I don't know. I'm hoping it'll be. I don't know. I want to see some weird stuff. I want a couple Power Rangers to show up. I don't know. I want to see some weird things. Any more predictions? Nah, that's pretty much it on my predictions. That's it. That's all I got. I loved it. I'm waiting for. I can't wait for Cobra Kai 5. Any new surprises? You know that they, like the school board, like what they did with our cameo with what was his name? This country singer Carrie Underwood. That was weird. I don't know why I feel like that school board is gonna have a bigger role because they were kind of funny towards the end. They kind of had their own little thing going on. So maybe that school board is gonna be a little bit more. I don't even see him in the. His name's Steve. Yeah, there he is. The guy that was on the microphone. Stevie Baggs is the actor's name. I feel like they're gonna have bigger roles in season 5. Lucille LaRusso. Okay, that's Daniel's mom. Who else? I think Elizabeth Shue might come back one of these episodes. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got. Well, let us know what you guys thought about our thoughts, our predictions, and everything that's going on with Cobra Kai. Share yours. Comment in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think will happen. What do you want to see in Cobra Kai moving forward? And we'll talk about that, and just as we wait for season 5 on Netflix. The one bad thing about Netflix platform, and when they throw it all at us, we gotta now wait a whole year. And back in the day, it used to be that I would watch these shows over and over again. Now with all these other shows around, I don't have time to do that. I'll watch a show on Netflix, finish it, and I don't come back to it. I gotta refresh. That's a good thing that they do that recap thing, because I don't remember it as well. Versus if they stretch it out week from week, it lasts a little longer. And I think Netflix will eventually go to week to week.
Amazon's doing it.
Yeah, I think Netflix will stick to Binge, but certain shows they'll start doing week to week, and they'll just decide which one is which. But that's neither here nor there, guys. Thank you guys for checking us out, talking to the medias in this review of Cobra Kai season 4. Let's all prepare for season 5 when Daniel LaRusso gets his nuts ripped off by Barnes, and Johnny has to and Chosen have to come out and save him, and Hilary Swank has to lead when Daniel falls, and Jesse becomes the new leader of Miyagi-Do. That's what I'm waiting for. Our prediction. You heard it here first, guys. Daniel's going down, maybe a coma, something. I don't know. Jesse, the new leader, take us to the future. She's rich. The only way to beat Terry Silver, there's another prediction. Terry Silver is a millionaire. I think Jesse is also a millionaire. We got money for money. Let me get some Miyagi-Do franchises. Come on, it's Burger King versus McDonald's. It's Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. I don't know. This is gonna be big. Till next time, guys.